This morning, Investment Bank United Capital revised its base case return projection for the Nigerian stock market in the second half of the year to 4.6%. Previously, that figure was 12.4%. And in this 5-paragraph report, which is a summary, political risk in the political economy is on the rise ahead of the 2019 election. And they mentioned that about 3 times within a 5-paragraph report. So this is a period of dissociation, disaffection, dissatisfaction, deflections, and defections. So we're taking all of this to the main street and asking questions from those who will try and unpack that for us. Bismarck Rewane via Skype from the downtown Lagos, Victoria Island. Mr. Rewane, thank you very much, Channels Television economic consultant. This is the period of so much D in the space. What are you making of these political jostlings?
First and foremost, let me say that it was expected. And this period, we have what we call political misunderstandings. What the question you're asking is, what is the economic cost of political misunderstanding? Political misunderstanding is a natural consequence of the democratic system. You have it in Zimbabwe, you have it in Lagos, you have it in Washington, D.C. So it's a given. Secondly, there's always a price to it, and the price has been factored into the market. You heard the report you just disclosed. Now, but economic consequences are lagging political misunderstanding. The political misunderstandings of Q2 will play out in economic cost in Q3 and Q4. So what do we have? We have an economy which is $462 billion strong. We have a budget which is only about 2 or 3% of that. We're talking about almost $27 billion, which is 9.6 trillion naira. We have a Senate president who has gone on vacation, and we have a president who also has gone on vacation. But the only person who hasn't gone on vacation is the Chief Justice. So the political system has also played that in. As far as we are concerned, Pamela was just talking about the PMI and you as well. PMI is slipping. Q2 growth is going to be flat to lower, and the sectors are going to be affected. But the good news is that oil price has held up, our production is down, and our reserves are slipping a little bit, and Naira is appreciating. So all told, the cost of political misunderstanding, the cost of deflections, and dissatisfaction is not going to manifest itself yet until Q3 and Q4. The problem is that in Q4, we are going to be having a budget for 2019 being submitted.
Mr. Rewane, hold on a second. Yes, the manifestation will be a little bit later, but folks are getting worried. Look at the front page of every newspapers every day. We hardly see much of economic news. Even the 72.9 billion approval by the cabinet yesterday for the reconstruction of the Apapa Road, many newspapers didn't have it on the front page either. They have it all the way inside because whether Madu, whatever it is, one is in EFCC, the one is on holiday. Some folks, the National Assembly doors are now under lock and chain like a prison because some senators are sitting by. They say some of their folks may want to come like a thief in the night and hold an illegal plenary to remove the Senate president. All of this are playing out and folks are getting jittery.
Yes, I understand that. But the truth is that we had always said that at this point in time, 7 or 8 months to a general election, politics become dominant and economics become recessive. That's not unusual. We are in a campaign season. So rather than analysis, you'll be seeing propaganda and you'll be seeing all sorts of sound bites. So the newspapers want to sell. The only game in town today is politics, impeachment, non-impeachment, deflections, and all that. But the real thing is that in another 2-3 weeks, you're going to have the inflation numbers come out again. On the 20th of this month, you're going to have the GDP numbers come out. Then we are going to be seeing our Naira come under pressure because when the U.S. Fed next meeting increases interest rates. The bread and butter issues are going to be there, and they will not go away. It only means that they won't get as much emphasis and coverage and visibility as you were getting before. The truth is that the economy continues to struggle because we are still growing at a rate lower than our population rate. And people's expectation, we have not dealt with the minimum wage issue. We have not dealt with the supplementary budget and environment. We have not dealt with some appointments which the Senate has to confirm. So there is a cost to this, but what is the game is that politics is not about the legislature, it's about the legislature and the executive. They need to come together, iron all these matters so that the people themselves do not suffer untold hardship. That is the cost of it.
Yeah, the critical economic, and you just touched about that, the critical economic approval delays by the legislature, including the first installment of the 2018 budget capital expenditure, about 520 or 580 billion, is still hanging in there. And this is the second month we're in now since the budget was passed. And the National Assembly doors are closed and barricaded. So we're not sure until these folks resume back in September like school children. So the presidency says, please come back. They said, no, sorry, we're on holiday. But meantime, everybody is flying around with political jostlings, as it were.
Yes. But remember, also, the courts are on recess as well until end of September. So judiciary is effectively on recess.
It looks like you and I are the only one left on the street, Mr. Rewane. Looks like everybody's gone.
Yeah, somebody has to keep the shop. So that's what we are doing.
Because it looks like we are the only one left. The judges are gone, legislatures, the president is out. Well, anyway, the vice president is on sit. So that means he will be acting for the next 10 days. What critical decisions do you think he should be taking? Look at the investment numbers we had yesterday from the VP's office, about 85 billion promises since last year. Promises versus performance.
Performance, we got only $3.8 billion. So talk is cheap. Promises are easy. You know, if wishes were horses, beggars were right. The reality is that in the next 10 days, the vice president, the acting president, will have to deal with some critical issues. He effectively is a recessed president. What he'll be dealing with is that the GDP numbers are going to come out before the president comes back. And he has to, and of course, he is the head of the economic management team. There's no doubt about the fact that he has the capacity and he has a team to run things. The ease of doing business will continue. Apapa gridlock will happen. And you just mentioned about Apapa. The time between when a contract is awarded and when people will see the impact, as a minimum, will be almost 1.5 years from today, well into the next administration. So, you know, we are seeing all these contracts being awarded. We are seeing all these roads and rails being started. But when will people feel the impact? This is about impact. The impact is not going to be felt until some time to come. What you are going to be seeing is the maintenance of the Third Mainland Bridge and the chaos that will come with it sometime at the end of this month. And the prices, you know, we are beginning to see month-on-month inflation go up very sharply to 15%. That's what folks are going to be feeling, that I'm buying flour at 11,000, I'm buying bread at 400 instead of 350 naira a loaf, I'm buying beans at a particular price. So those are the things that are going to be driving expectations and satisfaction this time. And politicians will be politicians. They will always give you sound bites, long on promises, short on delivery, and that's what we're going to have.